Hello, hello. Look at this. It's me again. Hey, episode number 16. Welcome to this program. I've been trying to run a show. We are in Paris. We are celebrating the Olympics. And I hope you're having a good time. Guess what? I'm super excited today. Really super excited. Why? Because Paris de Estande, the stadium is packed. The people are fired up. People are having fun. People are watching. People are celebrating. Gold medals are being handed out. Silver, gold, bronze, and everything between. It's fun time. What do you think? What do you think from your angle? Are you having fun? I hope you have. Hey, let's go to Kenya here. Let's see what the Kenyans are doing. The Kenyans are doing great. I think I was truly impressed by yesterday, the 20-kilometer walk. Have you ever walked fast, power walk? That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about hips, hamstring, and everything else that brings the best out of that walk. And one foot has to be on the ground at all time. You cannot have a foot up above, you cannot lift. They call it lifting. You cannot lift your foot off the ground when you're doing walking. Fascinating event. I'm going to just focus on a few things on that one. I'm looking at my Kenyan representative. Great job. He came 22nd. Samuel Gadimba. Hails from Nyeri, those sides of central in Kenya. I was happy to see him. I saw him in the beginning. Then he faded the last 5 kilometers. I think just took a toll on him. And Brian Pintando, the Ecuadorian, could not contain himself, winning gold and having a moment that reminds you of, he had a move, that celebratory move by Cristiano Ronaldo, classic. I was happy for these small countries just winning gold. It was a thriller. I think second place went to Brazil, and I think Spain. That was a walking race for you. Did you check this event? If you did, I was really intrigued by the fact that you get warning, then you get a red card, then you get timeout for 2 minutes where you lose. They put you in a timeout zone where you lose 2 minutes of the time of the race. And by that time, you've lost almost 500 meters. And I noticed a guy was like, well, I don't think I'm going to recover. I'm going home. It's a brutal event. And I was really thrilled to see that. Let's go to the track. Let's just run there if we can. And let's talk about 1,500 meters. I'll slow down because I'm super excited. I think there's an element of excitement that is just permeating through my system. I had a good day today. Referee a few games, so I'm still in my element. Really fired up. I hope you are too. 1,500 meters. Kenyans, how they do? I think our Brian Komen, I think Raymond Cheriot and Timothy Cheriot. They were only athletes, or the representatives of Kenya made it through. It was kind of one of those things that top 6 make it. Top 6. There's no time here. I think normally during the Olympics, they go with time. This what we call the slowest losing time. They move on to the next level. This one, only top 6. It doesn't matter what time. And so it was tactical. And I think what is fascinating is there's a new thing they've introduced. I can't even pronounce it. They call it repecha. So repecha, I can't even say, it's a very French thing. Do I look French to you? No, I'm not. So repecha, I think that's the way people are saying it. It's a new thing they've introduced. Those guys who did not make that top 6, they are giving a second chance, a redemption route to the semifinals. The thing is, they are racing tomorrow. I don't know what time it is in France. So they have a second chance to race. So they race tomorrow, which means they have no break. And so it's almost like you have to go through those hellfires just to make the next round. It's a fun thing to see that they've introduced. I think it's going to be used in the 100 meters all the way to the 15. And they are trying to find that so people can redeem themselves, because things happen in these races. And so some of those athletes, I noticed there's what they call RE. That's a new thing. I've never seen that before. Fascinating. But I think it's good for fans. It's good for small countries. It's good for athletes. They've worked so hard. Give them a second chance. Isn't that great? That's what Olympics all about. And I'm thrilled to see that. But I have to say, the Kenyans were well represented. It was kind of those races whereby, hey, you are top 6, you're good. The top contenders that we've been talking about, the world has been talking about Jakob Ingebrigtsen from Norway. Very savvy guy. If you watch him, you don't even know what he's up to. So, some people call him arrogant, but you can be arrogant and win. I don't mind that. Josh Carr from Great Britain. He's still out there in the next round. Yared Nuguse barely made it, just like Timothy Cheruiyot. He almost got boxed in. But these guys made it the next round. It's going to be interesting. The semifinals, looking forward to that. Which other name should I mention going into this one here? I think those are what I call, it's interesting sometimes when you watch these rounds. Girma Ermias, 19 years old from Ethiopia. He wins his heat. I think it was the third heat, or the second heat. He puts his arms up as if he's won everything. That's what I like about Olympics. Every win is a great win. It could be the only win. I don't mind that. So those are the things I watch for. I watch for some of these things that make you scratch your head and make you appreciate what you're watching. Because when you think about it, when you're on this big stage and you win and the cameras are on you, it shows some enthusiasm. I like that. So the top contenders and the ones that we are looking forward to, the Josh Carr, who is the world champion, has made it to the next round. Jakob Ingebrigtsen, I can't even say that last name, the Norwegian guy. And our 3 Kenyans representing our country of Kenya. I'm happy to see them move on. I picked them a little bit that way. I'm just having a reflection here to see how they did. It's great. Guess what? Women 800 today. I have no idea what I saw, but I saw Mary Mora. She made the next round. I saw a lady by the name of Odira. Hey, sorry, Odira. I think for me, Odira is the next big deal because the way she finished heat was great. We have to keep an eye on the Brit, who is having a great time. This year is having a great season. She won a heat, and she kind of seems to have just won a heat. That's all she did. And the Jamaican, I think she's been around. I can't remember some of these names, but I was watching the 800s, just early rounds. But early rounds can set the tone. I think the American Alice, I think she's done. I think the other American who won the trials here is moving on. I don't remember names. I think you can tell that this is just the beginning. I'm giving you guys what I saw. And I think 800, by the way, there's, I think an African lady who seems to be a threat. Something Nugusu. I'll let you know next time I analyze this thing closely. I think I was looking at this thing from a distance. I'll zoom in and tell you what I think about what I saw early. But again, we're in the early rounds. There's always those rounds you look at and you see what happens next. I think top 3 automatically qualified, and I think the other ones go to what I call the redemption route, the losers route, which is fascinating to me. I'm really looking forward to that. So the curtain closer today was not a curtain closer. Let me tell you something. This is why we watch Olympics. And I watch Olympics because of things like what I saw today. And I think if you are paying a close attention, at the end of it was a 10,000 meters. 10,000 meters, 6.2 miles. Is that what it is? I hope so. 25 laps around the track. Wow. Hello. If you haven't watched 10,000, and NBC gave us the whole package, they could not turn off the cameras at all. I've never seen this before. So what happens? The stadium to me sounded like the Rome Colosseum and the gladiators were doing their thing. I couldn't stop. I was sitting on the edge of my seat. In fact, I told Abby, my daughter, don't give me any idea what happened. Thank you for not doing that, because I watched this thing and I was just salivating. It was just one of those things you're like, you cannot just turn it off. You can't take time off. 63.65 the early laps, the first few laps. 63.65, for those who don't know, per lap in 10K in that stadium in the Olympics is blistering. These guys went out. And guess who are doing this? The Ethiopians decided, we're going to eliminate competition. We're going to just obliterate competition. In the beginning, it was a feast of pace. It was one of those things you're like, what's going on here? The surge of the pace was so incredible that even I remember listening to the comment that says, is this suicidal? Do they know this Olympics final? Yeah, they did. These guys have been training for 4 years. By the way, if you look at these guys, they are the top of their game. I'm talking of world record holders. I'm talking of people who are ranked at 12:30 something for 5K to under 27. So the times these guys came into this event was incredible. And you have to bow down to these guys and say, wow, this is great stuff to watch. So the surge was great. And we went from watching contenders, and then all of a sudden we are watching the pretenders just fade into the back of the pack. And that's how it looked like. It was some of those things you're watching. There's a story. I'm always curious to see what's going on. And the pace that was just set by people like, I remember this guy, the Kejelecha from Ethiopia, Beragi, Aragawi, these 3 Ethiopians were out to tell the world, we are here to make a statement. And they did. They did it so well. And then if the race was 5K, they would have gone 1, 2, 3. But it wasn't. 13:20s for 5K. Wow. And I tell you what, what really surprised me was the fact there's a water station because it was very hot. And these top guys, I think top 10 or top source, they didn't even stop for that. They didn't stop for the water. You are watching these guys like, we are here for gold. We are water boys, water guys, thank you, but thanks. And it was almost like carnage after carnage of laps. And then something strange happened. There was a dipping. There was this idea of, let's put some brakes. I think that's what, it's a mental thing. So when you thought that Ethiopians had gone away with it, and there's some other, Canadian Hamed was there, there's Chelimo from Uganda, there's Fisher from US, who did incredible, by the way. I have to salute that guy. He just stayed the course. There was a slow of the pace, and then all of a sudden, the group gathered again, almost like this idea, hey, you slow down, I'm gonna slow down. Joseph Cheptegei, the Ugandan, the savvy master runner, shows up. He was nowhere, by the way. He was, he had disappeared. I know he was on vacation. He looked like Jacob Hegberson. He was just back there. When the pace slowed and everybody gathered, Joseph Cheptegei from Uganda shows up. I knew there was a problem. I didn't know the end result. I knew something was up. This guy is a 3-time world champion. He's a world record holder. He's been around. When he took the lead, he looked around and he knew he had this race with 500, 600 meters to go. And by the way, it was an incredible, incredible finish. The guy wins gold. The Ethiopian self-destruct, if I may use that word. The person that I felt for was Hamed from Canada. You would see that he thought he had bronze. He didn't have any medal. He didn't have any medal at all, because Aregawi saved Ethiopia from being shut out. He just saved them from being shut out from the medals. And then Fisher, the American, my goodness, he gets bronze. Joseph Cheptegei is in the podium, and that Ugandan national anthem is going to be sung. Kampala, Arusha, Jinja, all those places, they are thrilled. But this guy has been around, and he's a good, he can do his thing. He knows how to finish. He reminds me of people like Kenenisa Bekele, the legends. I predicted that Kenyans are going to be shut out in 10K. Unfortunately, we've been exiled for a while. And Bernard Lagat, a guy from Kericho, I have to mention where they come from because to me, the more local they look, the better. He comes out 5th. The only top Kenyan we had. Kip Korir, I think Kip Korir, he did very well. I mean, if top 10 is where we think we did very well as Kenyans, then we were top 10. We are top 10. 2 of those runners were top 10. But we were shut out again. No medals for Kenyans. Congratulations to Joseph Cheptegei, Aregawi, Ethiopia, and Fisher, the Kenyan go 1, 2, 3. And that's how the 10K ended. I tell you what, this was 26:43 winning time. I think that was the time. I think it's the Olympic record in 10K. I've never been thrilled in 10K. It reminds me of people like Haile Gebrselassie and Paul Terga when it was in Sydney and it was leaning to the tape. But this one, it was a runaway train. This guy just destroys the field in 10K at the end. Phenomenal race. I enjoyed that. I'm looking forward to the next rounds. I know things are happening, but I'm focused on the middle distance. This is Joel Chesterman again, episode 16. I just can't get enough over these Olympics. See you in my next episode when I look at some of these unfolding thrillers. Thriller! Boom, boom, boom.